What's good? What's going on? Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome to another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast, coming to you via the YouTube airways. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K Sap. And today, man, we got a great show lined up for you guys. But when you come across this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you share the video out. If this is your first time coming across the platform and you're new to the channel, do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button. Post your comments, share the video out, give the video a thumbs up, tell a friend to tell a friend. I see everybody in the comments section, hashtag salute. And you know what my mantra is, tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. Well, let's get right off into it, man. We're going to take this show back up to Boulder, Colorado, where Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes are hot and heavy. They are doing some big things in this transfer portal. They're doing some big things, getting these commits to decommit and commit to them. I've covered, the guys from Colorado that jumped in the transfer portal, the guys that decommitted from the program. But right now, Deion Sanders is making a major splash in this transfer portal and getting guys to commit to Colorado. Well, last week, they got that commit for their offensive line in Jordan Seaton. Well, you know who Jordan Seaton is? He went on undisputed with Skip Bayless, Keyshawn Johnson, Richard Sherman, and Michael Irvin. And he announced on national television that he has committed to Colorado. And he vowed that Shedeur Sanders is not going to be taking them sacks the way he took them in the previous year. That was one big bolster to the offensive line. They've got other offensive linemen to commit, and that was the main focus, going into the offseason, bolstering up that offensive line. Now, through this weekend, they've made a major splash, and the major splash is concentrating on the defensive end. But before we get to the defensive end, on that side of the ball, they've already, converted a 4-star wide receiver from TCU. They got backup quarterback to back up Shedeur. New coaches coming in, and they making a big splash. And Deion has always told us, you got to be patient, and they'll come. This is something that Deion has preached to us. Be patient, and they'll come.
Listen up. Because this is something I found out a long time ago that goes against everything you see in a movie, on TV, or what your great grandma may have told you when you were a kid. See, dreams don't happen overnight. That ain't how it works. See, they come to you in the daylight. You gots to be awake. Because, baby, you got to run dreams down. See, that chase is when we learn the most about ourselves. To take that extra step, that extra mile, that extra rep. Now look here. You don't never know how long it's gonna take or exactly what it'll look like when you get there. The only thing you know is you can never stop.
Man, that's powerful. Right now, Deion is living up to that billing. Transfer portal's hot, blazing. This weekend, they made a major splash. They're doing big things in the portal. And, man, they just keep coming. Deion always said, we coming. I think right now, the guys that are committing to Colorado, they're guys that the Buffaloes need, man. You need beef in that offensive line. You need beef on the defensive line as well. And in a major way, Deion has got what he wants so far. Over the weekend, 12 new recruits. I mean, he's filling voids that nobody thought he could fill. This is just a little bit on the portal update. I'll give you a rundown. The Colorado Buffaloes have been on an absolute heater for the past few days, save for Ole Miss, who is dropping bags like it's 2013, but legal this time. the Buffs had the most impressive week in the transfer portal so far. A crazy weekend for Buffs in Boulder has continued to roll on. Uber talent wide receivers and defensive ends have committed. A transfer quarterback is on their way, and there's even more beef coming. Anyone who watched the Buffs last year knew they had to get the bigger and better on both sides of the ball. The O-line piece is completed, but the focus has now turned to the defensive line. And one of the big transformations was Gwen Barnes is one big piece of the transformation. Barnes comes from Alabama, where he was coached by Charles Kelly and Sal Sunseri, both whom are on the staff at Colorado. He has not played much since joining the Crimson Tide in 2021, but that rotation may be the hardest in the country to break into. Barnes stands at a rock-solid 6'4", 320 pounds, which tips the scales as the heaviest player in CU defensive line rotation. The size will be needed next year as the Buffs travel to the Big 12 and play and try to size up on both sides of the ball. So that is major. They beefing up. So right now, Colorado has beefed up the offensive line. They beefed up the defensive line. Now, they don't need too much in the defensive backfield because you still got Deion Sanders, one of the hard-hitting safeties in college football. You still got the two-way star and Travis Hunter, playing both sides of the ball, a shutdown corner. I think Cormani McClain might see the field a little bit more in the upcoming season if he's committed and focused on what he has to do to be on the field instead of being in and out the lineup. Now, also, with that big front that they're going to have, that gives that defensive backfield more time to press up on the receivers, play the coverages the defensive coordinator wants them to play, and also not being on the field so much, because I think now with that beef on that offensive line, the offense should be able to sustain drives to get the defense rest instead of going 3 and out and got to get right back on that field. So I think it's going to work hand in hand. But Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes are making a major splash, man. I mean, my DM's been going off, man. People been hitting me up, asking me, man, have you seen what they now just did with the defensive line? They bringing in beef and size. I was going to wrap up for the day, man, but once I get the reports in the news, man, I got to break it to you guys, man. I got to keep you abreast on what's going on with Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes, man. Like I said, I've been covering Colorado, man, ever since Deion took over the head coaching job back in December of 2022. Covered them from their first game on, from the TCU game on, their ups and downs, as the season unfolded, the coaching changes, the coaches that had left, going on to other teams to fulfill their dreams. And Deion said he wants everybody to be successful. They not hating on nobody. You know what I'm saying? Deion said he's giving guys opportunities to move on, to, better their careers and get these head coaching jobs, just like you saw with Sean Lewis. He was demoted, but then San Diego State offered him a head coaching job. And he's bringing on, one of the longtime guys that's been with Colorado since the Eric Bieniemy days and the Cordell Stewart days, brought him up there as a running backs coach. Nick Williams, the linebackers coach and the defensive ends coach. He went off to Syracuse. He's giving these guys opportunities, man, and Deion's not hating on nobody. And, I know Deion did say some things that a lot of people might say he shouldn't have said about guys that jumped in the transfer portal from his team. He said, do we really need them? A lot of people took exception to what Deion said he shouldn't have said that. But, Deion, he's a fair guy. He tells it like it is. Just like when he first had the team meeting, he said, I brought Louis with me. You know what I'm saying? If you guys are not comfortable with that, y'all can jump in the transfer portal. A lot of guys jumped in the transfer portal. Deion brought his people with him. So he's giving people opportunities. But now, for all the critics that said that, Colorado can't compete, man, they doing some major things in the portal, man. And, they moving over to the Big 12. So it's going to be interesting, man, with the size that they bringing in the offensive line, with the skill set of a Shedeur Sanders, the absolutely great play at wide receiver by Travis Hunter. man, and that beef up line, they can get a running game going. It's going to be very interesting, man. So Deion has made a major splash, man, and he's reaping all the benefits, man. For all the naysayers, you better watch out, man. I think Colorado got something in store for everybody. So you guys let me know what y'all think down in the comments section. I love to hear from you. Keep sharing the videos out. Keep supporting the channel. Give this video a thumbs up. And it's going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. Catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.
Another one.